friends, fiends, if you...
I'm here to help. I get the beer. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Sure, and the weird little helper. Yeah. If you recall, last time we spoke, I cut things a wee bit short. Our heroes had set a trap for Yewsiff's enemies, and when only one person showed up, they gave chase. Naturally, Feder was the fastest and caught up pretty quickly, but this enemy had some tricks up her sleeve and hit him quite hard. It was looking a bit dire there until Taslinn. Let's jump right back in, shall we? Let's see what happens next in these Demon Days.
Gonna go 30 feet, so that'll put me 30 feet out, and then like sharpshooter, motherfucker, and I'm gonna throw one of the poison tip daggers
Okay.
at her. Did
Gotcha.
we say her? Them, whatever.
They stop to tell you, and then you just kill.
Yeah.
It's they, you jackass.
16 to hit? No, 17 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I know if the insightful fighting worked?
For advantage?
Well, no, it doesn't give me advantage, but it lets me use sneak attack.
Yes, it works.
Okay, here we go.
That poisony goodness.
Yes, love those sixes. So it's 12, 15, 24, 29 points of damage.
How much?
29 plus 2 points of poison damage.
Okay.
Nice trick. You can stay and chat, or this could go very poorly for you.
They keep running, but as they turn back, they they use a different hand, and you see like 3 attempted spell attacks, bursts coming your way. This isn't the same as the thing that you were dodging. So we've got oh goodness, 26 to hit.
Uncanny dodge. So yeah,
Okay.
I'll take it. But
So the first one's uncanny dodge.
yeah,
And
well,
then-
but it'll that just halves the damage
Got it.
of. I use my reaction to have the damage of whatever this is.
Whatever this is gonna be. Okay.
Yeah.
18, then 25,
Halved.
and then
to
17.
hit. Okay.
Yeah.
These are the hits.
Yeah, these are hits.
All 3 hit. How
Okay.
about that? So we'll do uncanny dodge on the first one.
The first one.
Yeah.
Let's see. Luckily enough, the first one 11 damage. As this bolt just hits you.
And that's the halved one, or
That's the first one, the very first one. So if you have that one, then yes.
okay. So that goes to what, 5?
5, yes. And then the next one is 21 damage, as this one hits more directly center in the chest. Mm-hmm. And then last one is 13. Just first one you're able to dodge, but because of the momentum of your running, this one she adjusted her hit.
Right.
And she's just finishing the run, her move. She only got 30 movement on this because of the attack.
Yeah, I am like the singe mixed with like the ice just sticking out of me. Like I am properly fucked up right now. I am like staggering and like a little bit of like, come on, you fucker. Like,
Oh,
All right, so now at this point, because she has slowed down to make this attack, this was a much more concentrated multi-attack. This took a little extra time. She lost some speed. You rolled really well.
Mm-hmm.
You're starting to head her off a little bit at the pass, so I think you're just about almost parallel off of a different road. So you have... What are you gonna do? You're pretty close. You could probably jump in. They don't...
I am assuming I'm across the way.
Yeah, there's a little bit of an opening. Yeah, between a couple of different stands on this road. And
Yeah. Well within 60 feet, right?
Yeah.
So I'll just shout at her, hey, play with somebody else who knows how to fight back, and then I'll cast Shatter.
Shatter? Mm-hmm. What is...
So she needs to make a con save.
Con save? Ooh. What? 10.
Yeah, she fails. And I'm targeting this specifically so it doesn't catch Fetter in it at all. And so right when I do that, there's going to be a really loud, like, you know, when you're cutting glass and there's that really loud, like, shrieky kind of noise. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. And I need... Oof. Okay, 6. I need 6, 6, 6, 6, 6.
6, 6, 6, 6, 6.
6 what?
That's 4. Okay, so she is going to take 34 thunder damage.
Oof.
As the world literally shatters around her in a sphere.
Got it. And you notice that there's points where blood just shoots and reacts, and she starts to recoil a bit, like, and shrieks, "Ah!" And since you got her attention, almost as in a response, she moves her hand in your direction, and you hear that whistle, deck save, as she just kind of flies one out of Fetter, what you've heard before. Your Avenger's out? Is your... Okay.
19 dex.
19 dex. As the
Can
blast...
you do better than that? Because you have advantage on saving throws against spells right now.
Are you within 10 feet of me?
Well, yeah, I
Did
was
you
staying
keep
with
up?
you.
Okay.
As a quick point of reference, since
Well,
that's a
actually,
good point...
what's your speed?
My
30?
speed's 30.
Then, yeah, I was keeping up with you.
Okay, yeah. You can roll advantage if you want.
No,
you do
19's
save.
still better.
You still save, but however, it manages to hit just enough at an angle to where there is shrapnel that hits you. You some residual blast as you dodge. You still take about 20 damage
From the spell?
from the as it hits nearby and manages to not exactly explode on you, but near you. And this
Okay.
green explosion just
So you
and
have
it does shift to
resistance
your body a bit.
You have resistance to spell damage because you're next to me, too, so you take 10 instead of 20.
Okay. Yeah, as I hear it coming, I kind of duck and roll to the side.
And you notice that without him nearby, there was an element of that this could have smarted a lot more, almost as a return in kind. And then they start running. So this attack took out some speed from them. They only managed to get 20, so they're now starting to run at a bit of a panic.
We were parallel as I rolled and dodged. After the shrapnel hits me, it kind of like, all right, bitch, it's on, and I will pull out the Sword of Cass.
Oh shit.
And I know which direction she's
Yeah, you
going,
do.
so I just take off to head her off.
Okay, you manage to get in front of her as she's running, and she's bleeding from everywhere. She is she's still got some hit points, but she's in rough shape, and she just like starts, and she's getting ready. So what are you gonna do? Like, she's planning something in just immediacy, like she's surprised. She's gonna do something in that surprise, but you are faster right now. What are you doing?
I would have gone to Fetter.
Fetter's looking in rough shape.
Yeah, so I would have gone to him.
So you would have to like leap across the docks.
Yeah.
So I will kind of like come to a slide in front of her, and I have like the blade of Cass kind of like angled halfway, like at an angle, and I make sure that it's pressed against her enough that like it cuts, like it's sharp, so it's gonna cut some of her clothing, maybe some of her skin, but not necessarily do damage, because I'm trying to like stop her in her tracks.
Okay.
And just be like, I'll just, so stop her in her tracks, and I'm just kind of like, we can talk or you can die.
With a hiss, she reaches out both hands in surprise and just like pop, pop, as an arcane burst twice. That is 19 for one, the first one, and 16 for the second one. She isn't able to get all of them out. She manages to do a burst like immediately in front of both of you. 2 bursts. So
Yeah, so in reaction, I cast shield, so only one of them hits.
only one of them hits.
Yeah.
Nice.
A the one that does make it through, her left arm recoils as the one fires off wrong and doesn't hit you. The other one hits you for 20, as it's just a strong burst at close range and ended up being more of a melee attack.
Well, the first one that didn't hit, it would have probably like essentially blue shield pops up in front of me.
Yeah.
In seeing her do that, I have a little bit of a smirk. It pops off and kind of pops back at her like, shrapnel, but then the other one manages to clip me. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll take 5 off of that as a shrapnel, like as the blast in her proximity, since she's meleeing this, and the shield has reflectiveness. She'll take some damage on that, and just like but the other one goes off a little late from your expectation, and shocks you. And it is all this time. It is no, these are just arcane, so it's just force damage that hits you.
Okay.
And she is going to try and juke around you in like a panic, and kind of like try to get out of range of you and run.
When do I do a thing?
You do a thing now.
Okay.
You see this pop.
How much damage do I take?
The one was 20.
20?
Yeah, 20. And at this time, as she's been stopped, she has stopped moving when she was like, stop it. She burst her. She lost a lot of time and speed on this. You have opportunity, but
do
Yewsiff...
I get to him before he moves?
Yes, you do.
So Yewsiff leaps, like crosses the docks. I'm assuming a 16 athletics is good.
Yeah.
He lands next to Fetter and kind of wraps his arm from like he's perpendicular to the back of his chest. He kind of wraps his arm around him, like so. He's like, "Come on, we're not done," and I'm gonna lay hands on you for 55 points.
55.
Because you said you were pretty fucked up, so I'm just gonna put all my healing on you.
I was at 15. I was at 15.
So you take all the 55, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, but I'm at 70 of 74 now.
So yeah, he goes. He's like, "Come on, we're not done," and he spins so that he puts like Fetter facing the right direction and just lets him go.
Okay, that gives you enough chance to reach her.
Okay, so I'm gonna go.
So wait, hold on. This will happen simultaneously.
Yeah.
So as she's trying to juke around me and Fetter's coming up or whatever, I turn around and I actually cast lightning lure out of my other hand to wrap
snatch
it
her?
around her ankle.
Okay.
Literally
Oh
tug
my
her back.
god,
What
I
is-
love
what is
that
that?
spell so much.
What is the save?
She needs to make a strength save.
Strength save. Jesus. 8.
Yeah, no. So
Magic users.
yeah, Cass is in one hand. I spin the other hand. Out comes a whip of lightning, wraps around her ankle, and I pull her back towards me.
As she falls back down to the ground, like she's running and whoa, and she's like, fuck!
Yeah, and then the second that she comes within like 5 feet of me and is close enough, she takes 6 points of lightning damage.
Okay.
And then I plop myself on her.
You plop yourself on her?
I literally sit on her.
Okay. How are you sitting on her? Like, because she has fallen and she's turning around, just kind of like she's flailing, trying to get.
Yeah, so as she was being pulled back face down, flailing, the second her legs get within reach of me, I will step over her, and I can tell that she's starting to turn, so I literally sit myself down on her hips.
Mount.
Her
The
hips.
word you're looking for
Yep,
is mount.
I mount her.
Okay.
Essentially.
You mount her?
Yep.
Okay. But are you trying to sit on her hands too, or are you trying to wrestle this? This is a contested strength to keep her hands from being free. Is that what you're trying to do, or no?
You know what? I know you can tell me if you're okay with this. I will attempt to, even though the lightning energy is kind of like expelled, she took the damage. I am going to attempt to use the lightning lure to tie her hands up.
Hog tie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not a monowire.
I will
That's
say
why I'm like, it's up to John if he wants to let me do it.
roll roll a d20.
Okay.
No modifiers, nothing.
19.
19.
Damn.
You managed to.
Life don't get much better than
As you've
this.
sat on her, have you turned her around to hog tie her hands behind her back, Or how are you explain how you're doing this so I get a visual of what she
because she's face down being dragged back, right?
Yeah,
And
she's like reaching, trying to like claw at the ground ahead of her.
Yeah. And then the second that she gets close enough and essentially stops being pulled back, like simultaneously with her trying to roll onto one hip, I plop myself down on her butt.
Okay.
So she goes back to like face down, but is like trying to get her hands underneath her to push up, and that's when I like grab her arm with with the lightning, one arm, wrap it, pull it, and then wrap the other one and pull it.
Okay.
So it's behind her back, and she's face down.
She's face down, and she's just like not screaming, but just like, and you catch up.
Yeah, so here we go. So I'm like, all right, motherfucker, time to work. And so like, I kind of do a light push off of Yewsiff, and it's like stagger step. Like I'm thinking very much in like the art style of like we're all watching the cyberpunk anime of like the way that like it's almost like out of control. Like he's just like tick, 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 as like the healing energy is working on him, and his steps get like. Yeah, and so I want to run up, and because so I'm gonna make it right. Like how?
Yeah, you're gonna make it.
Do I have to? So here's the question: is it 30 feet, 60 feet, or like how much movement do I have to burn to get to her?
It's about 50.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like
because there's that kind of like that slow thing, and then you get about 50 to her.
Yeah.
And then you've already got her. She's being hog tied onto the ground.
This is stupid. I love doing. I love. Dear listeners, if you've been with us, I love to over explain what this shit looks like, and then it's gonna go badly. So here we go. So I'm running at her, and just like that kind of like trip step, and I'm catching purchase, and I want to blow past Taz. I want to grab the horn, right, and I want to kind of slide, like kick my legs out, because if she's prone, I have advantage on the strike. And I'm going like death's parlay like into the neck on the other side. So I want to like swing around and just like almost like face to face like.
Oh goody, sir. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Don't attack.
I mean, she didn't talk, so she's gonna die.
So you're both mounting her.
No, I'm just sliding on her.
Yeah.
I haven't mounted her yet.
Oh, I thought you were gonna come up over it on top of him, like
No.
some fetters in front of Taz, and then
No, he's grabbing her horn and
then I'm just
essentially sliding himself around
so that I'm facing her, and then I'm just gonna like right into the.
You're
right.
Wolverine Statue of Liberty.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Yes.
Got it.
All right. So what's the roll here?
12 plus a 9 is a 21.
21 to hit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, here we go. 66. Thank you, insightful fighting. Well, it had advantage anyway. Yeah, okay. 10, 20, 28 points of damage.
28 points of damage.
28 points of damage. And then I'll just, like, do a little twist and pull it out, and then I'm just going to be, like, just definitely threatening that space. If, like, she goes to get up, I'm just, like, crouched over.
With the blade in her, she's not down. I mean, she's on the ground, but she is in very rough shape, and she's thrashing and gargling at the same time, trying to
so I think
fight
I'm gonna weirdly, maybe I'll keep it in. Why not? Well,
So-
I don't know mechanically how that works, but I'm just like, so it's like inner neck, and then I'm holding on to and I've just got it like 10 and 2, with the horn and the handle of the blade.
So what I'm gonna do in this, because she didn't talk, so she's gonna die, and very clearly I am going to let go, like the lightning lure. It's still on her, but I'm gonna let go of it. Essentially, I'm gonna grab the other horn that Fetter is not holding on to, lift her head enough, and then with the Sword of Cash drag it across her throat.
Yes.
Roll that attack.
And then like Death's
Roll that
Parlay and the
beautiful
Sword of
bean
Cast
footage.
like rub against each other, and they're like,
This feels pleasurable. Yes, sir, it does. Hot damn.
So 17 plus 12
Yep.
is
29.
29.
Yeah. And the sword drinks deep.
Like no blood hits the ground. just-
Roll me some damage. Let's see what we got.
Oh God. 12. Wait. 7 plus 5. That's 12. Yeah, that's 12. Yeah, 12 points of necrotic damage. She's still up.
She is still up, but she's not moving. Like she's starting to go limp, and she tries something.
Oh, I'm about to put my boot on the back of your head.
Yeah, no,
back of her
it's
head.
almost reactionary, almost a last ditch, as if holding
Yeah.
on to life, one last thing. Everyone that's on her, near her, deck
Deck saving throw. Yeah.
She is going to.
Blow herself up.
25.
21.
You take nothing. You take nothing. The 25 as you realize what she's doing. There's like this last knee jerk reaction of I'm about to die. Let's go for it. And she has another blast on herself. Just
Right.
Yeah,
And Taslinn, you take another 20. Just
even with 21.
yeah.
It's half damage.
It's half damage. You're taking half damage. This thing is 40 damage. As there's a burst right there on you guys, you take 20, and she is blown to smithereens.
I like to think that I'm still holding on to the horn. Like the one.
Yeah.
Like it just comes with me as I'm like, whoa, no. And just like try to like slide under it. And it just.
I'm expecting like part of it is I get blown up and off her and actually like into one of the buildings.
Okay.
Like, so up off and just slammed into one of the buildings and then fall like down because I was on top of her. So I probably got launched into the air, slammed into a building, and then slammed back down to the ground.
Do I have enough speed to get there in time to catch her before she hits the ground?
How far away are you?
Well,
He was where Feder was.
Yeah, so he said it took 50 to get there, but their action, if I double move,
I would allow you to double move and then do a, I guess a
athletics,
deck saving throw.
dex saving throw. It's only a 12.
A 12. You don't catch her; she falls into you. So there is a trade-off. She does hit you, like fall into you. No damage, but you were both knocked down to the ground.
Okay.
As it's just awkward enough with the way the blast was.
Mm-hmm.
And you are in the middle of the street, and her whole midsection minus the horn, like you guys are holding on to the horn, there's still some horn left, but the midsection upward is gone and splattered. There's
Yeah.
still the lower half as
So I'm going to take both horns and stand in the middle of the street and just start banging them together.
Oh, I have one of the horns in my hand.
okay.
you guys are banging them together.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
I'm over by
Or I'll
like
just-
on Yewsiff.
Let's say this. I'll just start banging it against the dock, just like, and I'm like, all right, motherfuckers, it's 3-on-3.
I just kind of like roll off of Yewsiff and I'm like, oh, fuck that bitch.
Don't move.
There's a little bit of her outfit left, and you can see the sigil, an open hand bearing the mark of Cania on it. That
Is
part.
that what you got? Like, I'm just my blood's hot. I'm just like,
Yeah.
huh, motherfucker?
I'm gonna cast Aura of Vitality. You get 7 hit points back.
Nice.
I'm imagining because of my placement on her and everything like that and how I was that anything that wasn't made out of like leather on my top half has pretty much been
blown
burned
off.
away.
Yeah.
So I am my boobs are out in the way.
Battle topless?
Yep.
God bless.
And yeah, for all intents and purposes, this little chase thing is over, and you have a corpse.
So we're out of combat.
We're out of combat. Yeah.
Okay.
And there's some pouches still on her that were blasted. Just some loose change,
Yeah.
maybe like 10 gold.
15 back.
I'll
Feder, you do
6.
see a note that has
I'll
started to
do
burn a little bit.
Eye for detail. is
10.
16.
16. There's a
8.
slip of paper that is starting to burn a fringe on the side and starting to, if it's left alone, it'll just
Full.
it'll burst into flame and just kind of
Yeah, I'll grab it and kind of tap it out.
yeah.
I'm gonna switch to Feder. Mm-hmm. 11 points back.
I'm good.
You full?
Yeah, I'm full up.
Okay, I stopped concentrating on the spell. We're all healed up.
Okay, so
I'm gonna take some of the sashes that are around like my waist and I'll take off my bolero and
Tie him down.
and I just kind of like rip off the rest of the shirt and then wrap myself with the
Nice.
with the sashes.
oh man, I was gonna say I like the idea of like the jacket but no undershirt. Like, that's a look where it just, like, comes, like, right on the...
I mean, I definitely rock that as I'm like getting up and walking over back to you and everything like that. But
So do we think this was one of the 4? Do we think this was one of the? And I'll say this to you: do we think this was like the one of the twins? One of the? I mean, it's two of the. One,
I mean, it's
the
one of
dark skin.
The other 2 were
lady.
males,
Right.
and the ones that looked the same were both females. So I'm guessing yes.
well, obviously not. The
What's
big
this?
gun came out, which
All right, so taking that 10 gold. Thank you very much. And then what does this note say?
On your own. Check it out.
What?
It just says
it
on
says
your own.
on your own. Check it out.
Oh, okay.
So clearly they don't operate fully as a team.
Yewsiff, do a history check. If do you
That
communicate
also-
the note, Feder? Do you communicate the note to them or no?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Rolled a 1. No idea.
Is this the same handwriting as the handwriting that we found on the fucking noob
Yeah.
archer? It's
Yeah.
the same handwriting.
Yeah, I would say you. What was the number again?
I rolled a 1, so 2.
2.
Like,
Yeah,
it's a note.
Weird. It's weird. Yeah, it's a note. It's weird that they sent out just 1. I mean, maybe maybe there's a cautiousness to it, or maybe they just didn't believe the thing. So whoever was possibly giving a bunk thing, like a lot of ideas could have been.
Does she dissipate and go away?
She's starting to, yeah.
Damn.
As there's like a light, like gurgle sound as the body is starting to.
Well, I guess that answers our question about you, huh, Yewsiff?
See you on the other side, fucker.
Yeah, it looks that way. Well, here's to a long and happy life.
So it is well within the evening. There's a few hours left of the evening. We're about the 10 o'clock range, and you have a bursted body on the ground. Where are you heading from here? Are you just leaving it?
Melting. We're.
It's
right.
melting. It's starting to melt away, but it's slow.
I'm gonna
So-
get the. I'm gonna try to just do one last like, scoop up anything I can. You know.
One thing that doesn't seem to be melting away,
Yeah.
and that it is only charred a bit, is a pendant that they were wearing around their neck. It's kind of off to the side a little bit that you notice that has the.
The hand of.
No, it's actually of the other tiefling woman in the description.
Oh, Matasidi Yewsiff.
Wait, it's like a picture of her?
Yeah, a drawing, a rendering of
Well,
her sister, as it were.
she's not gonna be too happy when word gets back. I wonder
Family revenge.
On our way back, if there's a stray dog anywhere,
Yeah.
I'm going to put the pendant around its neck.
Oh,
Okay, you do find one, a pretty rough-looking, mangy dog that is got patchy fur, very malnourished, and kind of limping around. You find it and put the.
if. Hey Taz, who don't we like?
who don't we like?
Yeah, like in the factions and all this business. Who could we redirect some heat onto?
I mean, there's
Actually, if the dog's
quite a
not,
few.
if the dog's not healthy, I'm going to cast Speak with Animals, bring it over and like give it some food and
Thank you. Food.
like, some trail rations.
It starts eating it. So good.
Do we want to give this to somebody else?
No, let it
Okay.
roam the streets.
Best thing I've
I've
ever
got
had.
an idea. So here's the
Good
thing.
boy. Just
I mean, there's
keep
there's
being good, not put it around his neck.
I love you.
like quite a bit, but at the top of it, it's obviously like Dominion Alliance. That's
Yeah, but
that's too easy.
who in the sink? Who nearby can we pin this on? Because here's what I'm gonna do. And I've already got like one of my daggers out on the dock, and right next to the smudge, like this, like the smudge stain, I'm gonna put, like outsiders be warned and thieves can't,
Okay.
and then I want to put like a sigil or a cant for whom.
I mean, there isn't anybody in the sink that we don't like, considering Nax is kind of the main person who runs it.
Sure. Who else? The Beauteous View. Yeah. Here we go. And I'll just have I clocked any of the Beauteous View like cants around the city?
I mean, it would be the
More so in the area where that one inn was,
Right.
and just around that area, especially near the clothing. There's been a few, but
it would
A
be
little
the
bit more
chromatic
quiet.
vipers.
Oh, the Chromatic Vipers. Great.
a lot more of that.
Then I'll just put like a CV,
Yeah.
whatever.
Weirdly, not a lot of cant on the actual beauteous few, but more so
Sure.
the vipers. Suspiciously lacking.
Okay, so yeah, chromatic viper. Outsiders be warned. Chromatic vipers and cant just like carved onto the post of the dock next to like the smudge of the body.
Okay.
They'd be like,
And all in a small little note in Elvish, just be like N dash sorry. And tack it next to it.
Okay.
S dash.
All right. Yeah. And so you stay, you move. There was a little bit of a commotion, but nothing. No one seems to be
I think
coming out just yet.
I still got another 55 minutes of looking like one of the guards from the
Oh yeah, a drow.
until at least until we get out of the sink.
I will just kind of like put Cass away, dust my hands off, dust my clothes off.
This was good.
Glad I could satisfy and be like, well, I got a meeting.
People
Yeah,
to do, places to be.
Not people to do.
Yeah, Let's,
Places to be, but not people to do.
Shall we lead the way?
Backstretcher.
Yeah. You start making your way back. Do you all go together with Taslinn, or do you separate?
Well, I think we'll start going together, and then as we're walking, be like, all right, so how do you want to play this? Daily. Every day, every moment, we figure out.
Well, you've already been there.
Yeah.
She knows you've been there. I don't see why you can't come along, Yewsiff. It might be better if you, like, you can come, but it might be better if you are outside, or you can go back to Hoos or the inn or whatever you want to do.
I mean, we just kicked over a powder keg, so I feel like staying together is probably best.
I agree.
Maybe.
I'll hang out outside.
Yeah, at least keep an eye on things. I mean, what do we think the odds of getting ambushed a second time tonight are?
Let's not.
She
Why did
wouldn't
you
pull
say
that.
out loud.
Because my whole thing is saying shit out loud.
That's fair. Mine too.
You fucker. I'm still annoyed about that.
I just kind of shake my head and I'm like, she wouldn't pull that now.
Okay, got it.
In
we
the
get-
future, maybe.
So
Not
you-
right now.
So you think you got one honest parlay, is what you're saying? Mm-hmm. All right, well, good to know. I'm gonna take the cane while we're walking and just kind of like brush some of the singe off.
Yeah, for sure.
Do I smell smoky? I feel like I smell smoky.
There's kind of a smoky, seawatery smell
I think
to
we
it.
both smell smoky.
Yeah. I'll give you a little too.
Bit of an alchemical element to the arcane, these bursts that this person was doing. And yeah, so you eventually get to your place. Again,
Where the garden was.
the garden was, and you can look up towards the top, and you do see a shadow up there moving about the plants and stuff as you approach the building. So you know that your person is there. Now, in general, maybe she knows that Feder was there with you, but generally she has considered this your guys' spot, so there might be some finesse needed to.
Oh yeah.
Not
yeah.
startle
no,
her with this.
I'm super aware of that. So I will.
I feel like as we get close, I'm gonna fall back into kind of like a triangle. And like less you keep me up with you, I'm gonna kind of fall back a half step with Yewsiff and let you like stand up front. You know what I mean? Like you can introduce me into them however you want to, but I don't want to.
Well, she's up in the garden.
Sure, like look, but so
yeah.
like as we get close to the house and we've had our talk about like, okay, great, I'm just gonna very subtly before we get anywhere close, like just back off a half step from you so that we're like you're out front and Yewsiff and I are standing behind you, unless you want me up there with you.
I think I am a little confused of the point of that because it's not, I don't feel like she's looking out over it, and we're not in the house.
Sure. I mean, it's just setting up whoever's looking, if she's looking, if anyone else is looking, like, just not playing our card that, like, you and I are anything more than, you know, I'm just here working for you. For anybody that's watching.
Well, if you're that far behind, then I would probably just, you know, we already talked about it. Yewsiff's going to stay outside. I would just go in and shut the door. So you either stay with Yewsiff you.
No, I mean, I just walking up to it. And then when we get to the house, I'll go in with you. And then.
Just
Okay.
if someone's looking on from afar.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Okay. Yeah. You go in, and I think you bring Feder in with you, and you make your way up. And some things have been straightened up in a fashion that Asbel would do. As she arrived, kind of checked things out, and you reach the top, and you see her tending to the plants. You see her long red hair kind of poking out from a leather hood. She's got more of a the uniform on, the leather armor, more roguish assassin type. And she's just tending to it. And
I'll kind of motion for just silently as I'm going up the stairs into the garden. I'll just kind of motion for Feder to, like, chill out on the stairway or inside, not necessarily coming out and being known.
Captain Morgan on the steps with my back against the wall and roll up a cigarette.
All right.
And then I'll come out into the garden and without preamble at all, just kind of be like, really? Moon petal?
I figured it would get a response out of you.
You know I hate that.
Yes, I do. Yeah, but it got you here. She turns to face you, and her face is warmer, less like shocked and surprised now. And it's been a while. It's been too long. You really surprised me. I never thought I'd see you again.
I never thought I'd come back.
Never thought you'd come back either. Yeah.
What is it that you want, Asbel?
She looks up for a little bit, searches for her words. There's some difficulty as she's forming what she needs to say. Oh boy, I need to tell you something. I don't know if I should, or what it will mean. What it will mean for me ever seeing you again.
Does it have anything to do with the chromatic vipers attacking Nax after I left?
I mean, that's one aspect of it. God, fuck. It's about us. It's about some hot water you got in.
I just lean against the doorway and stare her down.
I don't know. This was a mistake. I leaked the information.
Come again?
I let it slip that you had Dominion dossiers.
Why?
I don't know. Jealousy, maybe? Anger? Going over it in my head ever since I saw you the other day. I think I felt that this was something different than it was. I thought too much of this. She moves around some of the plants and keeps watering it. So, in a rash decision, I let it slip, thinking that it would, I don't know, put us back on the run again, hiding the way things used to be. Instead, you left, and it got bad.
Of course it was you. Wow. Wow. I didn't even put that together. You were the only person I told, so of course it was you.
She has a smoke out, just almost as fast as you're saying this, and just like starts going to town on it. Yeah, it was me. Everyone loved the information.
Oh, I'm sure it helped you incredibly within the Beauteous Few.
She looks down at her uniform. Yeah?
So what are you now? On track to be the next leader?
Well, that's a long way off, but I don't know. I'm content with the position I have for now. It is simple, funnily enough. Kill the people who need killing. And you notice there's a bit of a shift from when you guys were younger and knew each other. A little bit of a, not a sadness, maybe a sadness, a little bit of resignation, a shift. Almost like giving up into the path that she wasn't quite sure of. Mm-hmm. Kind of sadly drinking the Kool-Aid, if it were. And we stake our claim here and we enjoy our pleasures, but yeah, I don't know.
I just kind of let out a laugh that's just tinged with irony. Do you have any idea, like any inclination, inkling, like anything of what you cost me?
No. Well, she starts to nod, but then just like that nod turns into a no. Like, no, I don't.
I actually like push off the wall and like almost cut her off with, you know, how intense it is. And I'm like, do you have any idea how much you've cost other people?
As Taz raises her voice, I'm just like listening for footsteps and heartbeats and creaky boards and the whole thing. Like I'm just on full alert.
No, if anything, she's just maintaining distance as Taslinn's moving forward. She's kind of trying to keep enough distance in this admission. No.
The ripple effects of your single action are immeasurable. And I thought it was my fucking fault.
She nods. Not quite able to form words. Just trying, starting, stopping.
I mean, you got what you wanted. Nax is under somebody else's thumb. He's barely holding it together, barely keeping the Mengen Alar afloat. But the worst thing out of all of this is that there was a whole village, there was a whole race of people that have been enslaved because of this.
Weirdly enough, there is a moment of like, what? You've thrown her out, like you've knocked the top a little bit from spinning. It's like, what? What do you mean?
Because you gave up that information, because you got what you wanted, the Mengen Alar almost got toppled.
Which, I mean,
Nax had to, in order to essentially save everybody underneath his purview, he had to give up certain information that put a whole village of gnomes in danger and now are, guess what, enslaved.
Can I hear any of this
in
down
the
on
mines.
They're not being quiet.
Oh
Certainly.
yeah, because you're downstairs.
I'm down on the
Yeah.
street.
You can hear Taslinn. Esval is still not very loud.
I
but
mean,
she's-
it's like we're at the top of a 2-story building, so you
It's
might
fine.
have
I
to
rolled
like,
a 5.
yeah.
yeah.
I'm just like finger rolling a dagger, just with my hands down, like.
She leans forward, but they did that though. That's what they didn't. How can anyone make them enslave? How is this on us? I mean, they're enslaving. Like Nax could have just said no.
And what? Had every single person that he was in charge of be killed?
Do you think he would have gone down with his ship? She's starting to kind of turn on. Like, do you think he would have? Do you think he's that loyal?
Yeah, actually I do. And I know he is.
How? Just you have just known this the whole time, that he is beyond reproach. I mean, all those items he finds, where do you think he gets them? Like, no one gets stuff like that with honest means. Like, as part of the game, he could have said no and found a way. Like,
He threw me out to protect the people that he was in charge of.
She's conflicted and defensive. She's not hiding any of this. She's trying to work through it and has an indignancy in this, like, but okay, but just something simple as this, just a simple leak, and what? That's it? Like, I mean, what good is he or them? I don't know.
I just kind of like deflate and sit on the edge of one of the planters and like put my elbows on my knees and my head in my hands and just, like, heavy sigh. Just I get that you don't understand Nax and or my feelings for him, feelings back then, I don't know, but
why? Why him? What does he have? What is this? I don't get it. I don't get any of it. Ramification, big, like, this is just a game in the city. What is Nax? Who, like,
Esvel, it's not a game. It never was. It might have been when we were kids, but it's not. These are people's lives. And there's so much more outside of the city. There's so much more outside of your district. It's not a simple chess game of which faction can take out which faction and who can be more powerful than the other. There is a deeper evil that's going on here in the city. There's a deeper evil that's going on outside of the city. And our actions, no matter how small, led to something huge that has hurt so many people.
She sits along, she plops down on the edge with her feet dangling over the side nut. Just like, what now? What do we do? What am I to do? Because you say that there's more to this, and for me, there is not. With you, there was. When it was us doing this, there was more to this place. Now this is it. This is the evil is the back not stabbed, the move not taken. For us, there's nothing outside of this. For me, there's nothing outside of this.
Do you know why I could never let it be more with us?
No. I don't.
Because it was, for you, it was so narrow. For you, it was always about now and us and what we could do together and what you could do for yourself. There was no broadness. And Nax showed me a lot of broadness. He showed me a bigger picture. More than I already had, because I mean, you know what I came from. I didn't start here like you did. I saw a bigger picture. And it's the same thing. You just said that there's nothing for you. It's not bigger for you. But it doesn't have to be bigger for you to be big. I came back here and I saw the garden and I shared it because it meant something to me that you kept it up, even not realizing that I'd ever be back.
She points to the blue flower on there. It both hurts and is a comfort. She pulls out a strand of just red hair and is kind of pulling at it a little bit. Yeah, maybe, I don't know, maybe some part of me thought that if I'd tended enough that he would come back.
But I didn't cease to exist just because I wasn't here. Things don't cease to exist or don't matter just because they happen outside of these walls.
Maybe so, but it doesn't feel that way. This has become everything. And now there's all this extra fucking want. Slaving. Fucking shit.
I like slide up next to her.
And boot right off the roof.
And I'll reach over and I'll actually like tuck some of her hair behind her ear.
She's keeping composed, but more so of she's hodoring her outpouring of emotions.
Hodor!
Yeah. And the sigh. Yeah, natural one. I'm trying to hide just the how great that felt, but how painful it felt was in extremes. And she couldn't hide any of that. She rolled a natural one, and trying to hide that.
Not that she could with me anyway.
Yeah.
And I just kind of,
I
tuck it behind her and be like, as I don't know if I'll ever be able to love you the way that you want me to love you, but I would love for us to know each other again. And maybe, just maybe, we can do some good and right some of the things that we did wrong. Would you help me with that?
Roll a persuasion with advantage.
Okay. That's well, that was
Go ahead and say it.
22.
All right, yeah.
It was a 13 and a 12, but my persuasion is a 9.
Nice. Clutch. She sighs. I think we can do that. I'll tell you what. I need to think about some things. But in a compartment in our place, I've left some stuff. You can look through it and see what kind of value you find in it. There's a slight twinkle despite the emotion.
Mm-hmm.
I need a little bit of time. I don't suppose you're going to the opalescent menagerie by any chance?
And I slowly smile and kind of like twitch an eyebrow, and I'm like, yep.
Well, why don't we take control of the situation there? She kind of not really pats you in the head, but just like kind of does a similar moving of the hair back and just sorrowfully a flit in her eyes, you sense that she imagines what could have been, and she gets up. Go to the lockbox in there and check it out. Let's see what we can do. I'm sorry.
I'll be at the menagerie with Nax. It was part of a deal.
Part of a deal. Okay.
Maybe the two of you can find some common ground if you wouldn't mind spending some time with me and him.
Maybe. We'll see. She looks into your place. Do check that out. My date to the event is a pretty big deal in my circle.
Oh. Do tell.
Well, let's just say the fair mother's coming out of hiding for a little bit, and trying to work my way up. She nods her head and starts to head towards the door.
So I'm guessing this is an audition, and I kind of like raise my voice just a little bit so like Feder can kind of tell that.
She check the contents of the box and starts to head down the stairs. She passes by you and gives you a long look as she goes down, and then
I make a point to like move out of the way and give her a long, slow nod. I've already as soon as I heard about this box though, I was like scanning the room for.
You do see one.
Yeah.
A nicely crafted box with the flower engraved on it, custom made with a lock.
So when she clears out, I'll come back down, go to the lockbox, and obviously Feder, you'll see this because Yewsiff's not in there, but the necklaces, the leather cords that I wear, I have the feather, and then there's like a gem or like a ring kind of thing, and then there's another one that's like a small little key, and I actually take the key off of the necklace and unlock the lock.
Nice. Yeah, and you see a bunch of papers in there, various bits of information on every guild, faction, group in Skypoint.
Holy shit.
You see a dossier, and on top of it and I'm sorry note, but then also a scroll nearby, like a rolled piece of parchment nearby that when unfolded reads, "They're coming for Nax."
That's it?
Uh,
Holy shit.
Yeah, I settle up next to you. hand you have got my flask open and just kind of hand it to you.
I like take it and I literally down the whole thing.
That's
Nice.
That's a very nice.
And he's kind of like, okay, and I'm just like,
Nope. Okay.
like he tries to take it and I just shake nope as I'm still downing it, and then I finally pass it back to him empty, and I'm just like, she fucking got it.
Yeah.
She took my information and got it. That's sneaky bitch.
Like got it back?
No. I never even got a chance to go in and get it. I had the information to go in and get it, and I told her about it, being like, I'm gonna get this, and it's gonna be a gift for Nax, and like it's gonna da-da-da-da-da. But I wasn't even able to go in and get it because it got leaked, and somebody said that we already had it, even though we didn't. She went and got it.
Wow.
Holy shit.
I was about to say, very well played, Blue. You did well back there. What's this mean?
I'm talking to a cat right now out in the alley. Just
the raven is there. He's still roughly looking, but just like kind of looking up at you and looking at the cat, looking up at you, and just there as a presence.
I'm just like, and I'm like looking at the note and looking at the info and looking at the note and looking at the info and being like, I need to tell Nax.
probably already knows. That's probably why you're his date tomorrow night. Sorry, I'm not there.
Yeah. She said they. Does it say who?
No, but they could. Everyone. The Dominion Alliance. The Beauteous Few and their chromatic vipers were already coming from them, but I mean, this is everything. And the whole the damage, the danger was that everyone had a target for the Mengen Alar because they thought that we had this information. So it's not just the Dominion Alliance, it's the Oath of Light, it's the Sapphire Lodge, it's the Order of the Sword and Flame, it's the Mist Shadow Conclave, it's the Abraxam, it's the Beauteous View, it's literally everyone.
Well.
You, as you're opening it, just leafing through it, do you stay down there or do you come up with?
I have no reason to come up.
Okay.
I can't hear her. She's inside.
I'll
2 stories up.
I'll step up as you're like rifling through shit, and I'll step up the stairs to the roof and look down at Yewsiff and give him a little like.
You see it
Inside of a 10.
Yeah, get the fuck up here.
Yeah.
Is this an emergency?
No, more of like, hey, it's dealt with. Come on up. We're good.
Oh, okay. I come up the stairs then,
Yeah.
and not scale the wall.
Anything you want me to root through or look for, let me know, and I'll start looking.
No,
There's a common name circled under each and every single guild in terms of guild movement, guild control. Bonham. His name shows up a lot in these documents for all the factions.
For all the factions except for the Mengenalar,
Yeah.
even the Beauteous Few.
Yep.
As
Chief beneficiary.
oh god, as
You're seeing. You're starting to see a lot of dots connected.
He's her date tomorrow.
as Yewsiff comes up the stairs, he just sees me kind of almost beautiful minding it, just like
Yeah.
the papers all just splayed out, and I'm just like, like head in hands, holy fuck.
What'd I miss? Obviously, I missed something.
Looks like our boy Bonham's playing them all against each other.
Yeah, he has his hands in everything.
Well, yeah. I mean, he made multiple people of himself. It's the only reason you do that, unless you wanted to date your counterpart. And he kind of rolls his eyes.
I mean, I certainly.
Somewhere Zephana's like,
Is there, obviously there's a dossier on the Mengenalar too. I scramble search for that and am looking. Is Bonham also somewhere in that, or is it it's blank?
it's free of Bonham's name. But every item that he's ever found has been detailed. His coming and going there is a lot on Nax stuff that even you. This is the first time you're seeing it. Just part of a major house of one of the underdark cities of the Drow, a princeling, this history that someone who is very specific on trying to figure out the deal with Nax, almost like a where's his weakness? You see
Leverage. Trying to find leverage.
He's a fucking prince?
Well, yeah. Well, doesn't mean much in the Underdark, certainly.
you even see.
I mean, he's a guy, so
ties with. There's one thing that stands out to you as very surprising, and that he has led many one successful Drow campaign against Illithid, routing most of them from huge swaths of the Underdark. There's like this whole past and history to him that you're just like, what is this new this,
Way for making sure that Nax is going to stay in the story, John.
We shall see.
Love triangle. So, I want to look through as like anything that gets passed off. I'm looking for other be the whoever names. Like if we know Bonham and then we know like Beast Mode the whoever
Now,
was the second one, but I don't think we know the third one, right? Like we don't know who the third Bonham is.
in terms of finding those things, you're seeing mostly just that you're seeing Bonham's name in conjunction with the other guilds and various expenditures, gifts, work, contractual like logging, more of his hand in everything.
Sure.
Not necessarily there's multiples of him.
Right, but there wouldn't be like Bonham meets with his other self anywhere in this? Okay.
It's pretty clean of anything along those lines.
Okay.
But you do see Feder roll. Give me just a nice old investigation roll.
Yeah, here we go. That's what we do. Eye for detail, baby. It's an 18 on the die, which means 29.
Jesus. Okay. It's a 25.
Sorry.
You see a log of correspondence between a Parsival Zephon and a Bonham about fee. Just a little bit. Just a little blink and you miss it sort of line.
Can I get like a sense of
What does the line say, John?
like when?
Keep her busy until ... That's about it. Fairly vague, but hard to parse. But there seems to be some sort of arrangement between Parsival and Bonham.
Some
And it
little
is that
sister
25. It's that 29. Like,
shit. Well, fuck.
Yeah, I need to talk to Dax.
Yeah, should we go back there tonight?
I at least have to. Yes.
Your call. Are we coming with?
I mean, it's like you said,
Yeah,
it's
3.
probably not the best time to split up.
3 Death Guard assassins left, and they're probably going to be pissed very soon.
I do think that we shouldn't necessarily split up, so coming with me, yes. I think the conversation.
Yeah, you got to talk to them alone. That's
Yeah.
fine. I understand that.
Guessing you want to leave this here.
No.
No, this comes with us.
No. And I like put it back in the lockbox and like literally pick up the lockbox,
Yeah.
put it in the bag of holding.
This is the keys to the entire goddamn castle. Literally.
Yeah. This is it. It's what I wanted to give him 6 years ago. It will topple everything if used correctly, and if anybody can use it correctly, it would be him. Which makes sense why they're trying to, if they can't put him under a boot, then they'll kill him.
Right. Here's a crazy question. Is there enough here to maybe... the next question is Bonham working for the king? Or is he working around the king?
Bonham's working for himself.
Right.
I think Bonham has the king under his
Is
thumb.
there anything in there about the king?
Anything about it would be in the Dominion Alliance dossier because he's
brief
the head
cursory
of it.
search, nothing about the
Nothing?
king.
Yeah. So,
Almost as if he's a non-player.
right. So,
Yeah, so Bonham doesn't give a shit about the king. He's using the Dominion Alliance how he wants to use it.
right. Do we take this to the king? Try to get Bonham at least disbarred, thrown out. I mean, it might make him more dangerous. It might push him to a precipice.
I feel like
But it's a
copies
play.
need to be made before anything is done.
Sure.
You say that like Esbel probably hasn't already done that. But this is how, and all this dossier, this has been going back for years, right? Bonham's name, does it show up like right around when I was in Sky Point or even further or after I left?
After you left, but like it tends to, his presence increases. So
Okay.
there's like every now and then a name will start showing up, and then as you reach to pretty much not even a couple weeks, like this is fairly fresh stuff too as well.
Yeah.
And his name is everywhere now, and much more gradual in the beginning.
I mean, he's been manipulating things for years without the king's knowledge at any point. I don't really think giving it to the king is going to do much unless we have more than these papers as evidence.
Is the king really the king?
Right now, according to these, no. Bonham is.
I don't mean in theory, I mean literally.
Well, certainly a couple ways to find out.
If he's the one who fucks him, right?
Yep.
Well, guess we'll see if his dick changed in the last year or two. We should move.
Yeah.
We should.
Because the last person that betrayed you is the one that just left. So,
Well, hopefully what I said made a dent, and ideally we have another ally. I don't know. This could have been the last repair and tie sever. We'll see. I don't know. But I need to talk to Nax before the menagerie.
What are we waiting for?
All right. Then yeah.
And you guys head on out to try and make sense of this, to talk to Nax.
So Taslinn's old friend found the dossier that caused her trouble all those many years back. That's great news, right? Right? Well, maybe. It's one thing to get the information, but then there's that whole pesky thing with the information itself. What to do? Even Feder is somehow wrapped up in this. Lots to dig through, lots to unpack, but I fear that's a story for another day. All in these intrigue-filled Demon Days.
Let's take a quick break.
I would have really enjoyed putting my boot on the back of her head and just driving it into
like,
the blade of Cass so she decapitated.
Fucking dog soldier style.
Oh yeah, that was definitely.
If you would have been able to, had there just not been just enough hit points for one last ditch.
Oh yeah,
thing.
that one last attack was gonna be to try to make our tips touch like inside of her. You know what I mean? Just like try to like just like an Arby's roast beef slicer. Just
Oh,
like
God.